Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Stage Racer. This is episode 63. We're at the Tour de France, stage 14 out of 21, so we're two-thirds of the way through this thing, at least after today we will be. And I finally hit that fitness peak. It started. It's active. I have a +4 race day condition right where I should be. It's an easy punchy stage as far as punchy stages go. I don't think there's going to be any time separation, but with a +4 race day condition, I might as well try to go for it and see how well I can do with the stage. For now, I'm trying to pull my team through this primarily. Yes, I do have Delay working for me. Last time I had Powers working for me, but I've got everybody else lined up just behind me to, well, conserve a little bit of energy. Once we get beyond this second climb, now let me show you the profile through the edge, the end of the race here. You can see we had a Cat 3, we have another Cat 3, we're nearly to the top now. But then you have kind of a false flat for a little bit, little descent, another false flat, into a gradual climb and a gradual descent before you set up the final little punchy bit. I want to put the other teams under pressure soon after. So let's see, how are we doing? Are these guys still around? Blickra, Powers are fading, but that's it. Okay, so we're going to take those two and let them go. And then we've got the rest of the team here. Now, Delay is still in position doing his work for me, but we are going to change up the order. Otherwise, Pedersen, Alves, Camargo to lead me out. If we can manage to keep the other teams under pressure, there's still 33k to go here, by the way, so it's not quite that time. We're just set to go for, I suppose, just before we enter that next climb. How about we change this up? Have Jones stay in place. Delay protect Jones, whatever energy you have left. Okay, so Jones already taking over at this stage. Got everybody else set up. Blickra, Powers getting dropped. We at the moment had a yo-yoing peloton of just 26. That would have been a great time to really put foot down. There's not a lot of effort right now. And Jones kind of sitting up in a way that I'm not a big fan of. 27k to go. Now the real work's going to start after the next climb, just at the top. We want to be in position, we want to be racy enough to be, well, similar to where we are now. As Jones is going backwards, that's going to pull the team. He really struggled around that corner. Jeez. Go ahead and relax. Let's follow Delay. Use him up, use what he's got left as we enter this false flat, setting us up for the climb. Not looking to get out front and pull right now. I just want to have the team poised, ready. So Delay gets going there for a little bit. And now he's done his work. So that eased off pressure on Jones for a little bit. And now he's set and ready to go. Pedersen and I looking both really good, +3, +4. Camargo and Alves getting the negative draws, not helping their situation, but we'll try to get, hopefully, through this climb without losing both of them. I know we're going to lose Jones soon, but if Camargo can get us up over the top of the climb, then we'll be in good shape. Ampart, Evenepoel, Christophe Laporte. Okay, Jones is done. Set him to auto, and Camargo's going to take over. Not at a 92, but at an 89. Keep it moving. Final four. Remember, I just don't want to drift too far back. I don't want to lose contact. You can see a lot of these guys are pushing really hard through this. Camargo hanging on for a little bit longer. He's going to start drifting here, but he's getting over the top. That's what we need. Then we'll have Alves get on with the program. 2 lead out guys, 10.5K. For now, Alves just gently work his way forward. And then he'll push a little bit further on here. 8K to go. Okay, you start pushing a little harder here. Van Aert blocking us off for the moment. We need to find a way to get through. And Alves does. Finally finds the space. Pedersen is with him, and so am I. 5.3.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Start pushing a little bit harder. Now we want to get out front. 4K to go. Gel for me. And I lost Pedersen's wheel a little bit there, but there it's recovered. And now with 2K to go, now it's flat out. Okay, Pedersen attacking. Still 600 meters. I'm right on his wheel. 500 meters. Come on, can we get a top? I just don't have the overall sprint. The acceleration was there, but then these guys turn on the second, the afterburners, and pull away. Otherwise, I think we would have had top 5, maybe 4th. Not sure we were going to crack the top 3 anyway. That's the thing. We're not punchy enough. We're not sprinty enough to get too many wins. Van der Poel does, though. Hershey, Alaphilippe. Yeah, your punchers right at the front. Roglic, Landa, Mattaway, Bernal, myself. There were some time gaps, but I'm pretty sure it's not in anybody who matters. This was a pretty straightforward stage. We're on stage 15. We're right before a rest day. I was going to bypass this stage entirely, but I find myself in a peloton of just 23 chasing down the remnants of the breakaway. Now 28. Oh, 58. It's back together. We were pushing 4K from the last climb to really open this thing up again. And I'm going to utilize this little sector right here to try to get forward. And let's see if we can open this up. Leave a little gap behind these guys.
Things are hotting up at the front.
15 seconds. Let's ease off on that part. Catch them. Cheeto Mater is my main threat for the King of the Mountains, and he's been getting the points all day long. I'm going to get the main points here at least. All one of them. I have 51 in the classification now. Mater has added, 18 points today? I believe he had 65. Mattaway continuing to attack. 10 riders giving chase. At this point, there's no point in me attacking right now. But I'm really upset that these guys are attacking without any proper response. But now the response seems to be picking up. But it's more so one by one, everybody just attacking. That was not how I was hoping this would go. I was hoping for an organized chase, which finally has happened. We have 21 remaining in the group. We have a few fatigued guys here, so that's going to be a factor. We have 6K to go, mostly a descent. Let's double check kind of where we're at, what this looks like. We have a steep descent, steep attack, descent, but it does finish on the flat. Now this is 6K. I would say that is under 3 and mostly downhill, but you still have that little uphill finish. Let's go ahead and gel up. Ease our way forward again as we go through this last little attack right here, and these guys push on. The punchy guys really going for it there. And attack over the top. No. This is where you want that acrobatic descent to try to kind of push forward. Conserve a little energy. It gives me back that red bar. We're under 2K to go now. And we continue that pursuit. 1.4K. Let's sprint it out. It's a little early for that, but we do have a right-hander here. Can we get to the inside? Get the nice position on that one. Those 3 hang on. Of course. It's punchers, though. They're not a threat to the overall. Alaphilippe, Mattaway, Godou. And then I am in the small group just behind it with the contenders, so no time losses. Not a bad 2 stages. My teammates,
We're waiting
though,
for the tail enders
awful.
who continue to arrive.
Delay, 13 minutes back. Blickra going on 16 minutes back. Jones is 17. Powers is coming up on 35 minutes. Cutoff, though, is an hour, so hopefully, especially now that he's already on the descent, hopefully that time does not increase to the point where I was worried about time cutoff. Looks like they'll be okay. Following a rest day and a sprint stage, we are now on stage 17. First part of this stage, we're going to go pretty quickly on. We've got 2 AllScat climbs here. It's a big stage, 180k overall. We're down to 154 on that, and we're already on our first climb of the day. An easy one, a category 2. Now, Gino Mater already in the breakaway. He's picking up those max points day after day, or majority of the points in the KOM, meaning, yeah, the competition's going to be his. He is going to win the King of the Mountains classification. So I'm not going to win that. It's not what I'm here for. It would be nice to pick up bonus points here and there where it's easy to do, but I'm definitely focused on where I can finish in the general classification, which hopefully is pretty high up. Right now I sit 8th place. Today I expect is going to help thin the field a bit. I don't think we're going to have a big group over the top, but that final descent, it's a long ways to the finish line, and you have that downhill after the descent is done. You'll get full recovery, and I think you can just about keep them away, but it's not going to be individual. It's going to be in groups. And here we are already on to second climb of the day, and we got guys like Jones going backwards already. For now, everybody else holding at the front just fine. This one, 24 kilometers. The Col de la Croix de Fer. 5%. It's not that steep. It's 24k of climbing. Now, depending on how you classify it, a lot of races are going to classify this as 1, 2, or even 3 different climbs, as we're about to peak here, and then you go down again. That could have been a climb, but they decided to make one mega climb out of it. I'm looking good so far. Full strength. Camargo's looking pretty good. Pedersen's hanging in there. It's really unfortunate when you only have 2... I have 3 teammates that are okay punchers, but I only have 2 teammates that are okay climbers. I really only have 1 in Camargo. Camargo with that 75 mountain rating. Pedersen, just a 67. He's a puncher, but he's not a climber. Alves, he's a tolerable climber with a 72. He's definitely a strong puncher. But you can see with that -4 that he has today, he is right at the back of the peloton right now, and he's gonna have to make up some ground and really start pushing a lot harder. Trying to keep him here, but with 3.7k, I don't think he's going to make it. Oh gosh, I didn't realize Camargo and Pedersen were right next to him. I didn't see them back here. These guys need to speed up as well. I'm doing just fine at the front, but they're about to get split. They all just got split off. Okay, Camargo's back on. Casually make your way up here, please. Pedersen. Yeah, it looks like he's losing ground. He is. He's already over a minute behind. But they might regain contact here on the descent. Pedersen, yes. Alves. Actually, Alves is still in the same group as Pedersen, so he's got a decent chance of making it back, and that would give me 3 support riders for the next climb. That would make a huge difference, as opposed to just having Pedersen and Alves just got water. Alves got split off right before the top, so he's not going to make it. Hopefully Pedersen does. Really like to have that support.
The pack doesn't seem to want to react, and the gap continues to widen.
74 left in the peloton.
That's half the race done.
Camargo
There should be a lot more movement
starting to
from
work
now
his
on
way
in.
back forward to get water to me. We have 100k to go.
Oh my, the
A
guys
lot of
up
it
front
is
aren't going to be making too many
descending.
friends today.
Camargo's still trying to bring that water. That's good. This thing's yo-yoed there for a second. Come on, get through. Get through. Finish that so you can recover properly. There we go. Alright, so for me, so far so good. Got +3. +4, +5 would have been nice, but I'll take that. Certainly
The
tolerable.
breakaway has got more than a
And
good
we've already
lead.
gone
The pack
through,
is going to have to
well, the
react. Some team managers
primary-
mustn't appreciate the fact that there is
more
a
than
breakaway,
half
given
of the
that the pack has
stage.
increased its speed. This downhill will allow the riders to recover from their earlier efforts.
Pedersen still just over a minute behind the peloton. He might yet regain contact. He's in that group of 13 that is just off the back, 50 seconds behind. And he is in okay shape. Through this valley, there's a decent chance. And they're on. For the moment. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So Pedersen,
There's considerable daylight
back
to
up
the
here.
peloton,
That's good.
and they don't seem to want to
Alves,
react.
yeah,
The
he's not
pack
going to
is
get back up,
increasing
but
its work rate.
we got
Some
Pedersen
teams
back,
can't be
so
happy with the breakaway.
it's going to give me a little more protection. For now, there's a big push. I'm not a great flat rider, so I'm taking it easy. Don't want to lose out right now. Okay, Camargo, get up here on my wheel, please. 67K to go.
Uh-oh, the pack seems to have woken up, and now they're gaining ground. So this is the last
87,
third of the race. Anyone
chasing
who's
10
gunning for
overall.
victory
They've
has
got a
to
good
make move
advantage,
fairly
but with this
soon.
big climb, could absolutely come back at them. This one's split into two parts. First part, 12K, 7%. Let's speed this up a little bit, but only a little. I think you could absolutely recover whatever ground we might lose here. Ineos,
The
take a
pace is
charge,
really
pushing
hot,
hard.
so for the moment, we shouldn't see
UAE,
too
one
many
rider
attacks.
contributing. And Pedersen, red bar wise, has already used himself up. And they are pushing. Tempo's high. Tempo's very high. These guys are trying to bring the race.
The
This
pace
is
so high
not
that a
going
few
to finish
riders are
as a
gonna be
large
very
group.
sore at the end of the
This is
day.
going to finish as a very small group. At this rate, they're going to split this thing up before we even get over the top of this first climb. Pedersen's done. Camargo, you're up, buddy.
The pack
Pedersen,
is
see you
beginning
later.
to cut the
Got a
lead. The
62,
breakaway is not to
and
everybody's
he's gone.
liking. The peloton
Making
has
it
significantly
61.
increased its
We're
speed.
only halfway up this climb, and Camargo is struggling himself already. Ineos, you can see 3-4 riders are exhausted at this point, but they have more. Camargo fading. I'm going to back off a little bit. Wow, these guys had a huge lead, and we've already pulled back the first 3 riders of 10 before the first climb. And look how tired I am.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
There goes a small group
An attack is launched.
attacking off the front, but with my energy, there's no way I'm going with that attack. They set it up before the first climb. Yowzer. Just 19 chasing. 35 seconds behind. A lot of these guys digging deep to try to make something happen. I got a little bit of recovery in there, but we're into the second part. 16K to go to the top. It's the Glibier. 17K, 7.2%. There's Mater already coming back. Those 3 still there. Quintana coming back. The remnants of the break. Pushing not quite as hard right now, but that was the easier sector. We're close to these guys right now, though. But I'm also close to the end on my energy. I haven't pushed, I've just sat on, but without team support, with that bonus, that it's 5% to all attributes. With that bonus that everybody has, they're that little bit stronger. $9K to go. They're close, and they're tired. Looking at that entire group, I see Quintana hanging in there at the back end, but otherwise, yeah, they're struggling to keep pedaling on. And meanwhile, I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm keeping up with this tempo very well, and some guys are not. 6K to go to the top. Again, no interest in doing anything right now, because I'll run out really fast. Do I want to go with Solaire? I'm recovering right now. He's already too far gone that I can't even do anything. He's got more energy than I do. We'll have to wait for the next one. Gap's opening. Screw it. Here we go. Nobody responded. We open the gap. And we'll climb at our tempo for a little while. That's opening the gap. Right past Quintana. Catching up to those guys. Gonna start easing off. I just want to be in the group and then we'll sit on. There you go. And we're here. Go ahead and put a hand up. Get that water. Flores from the break has been caught. So really it's a group of 5. We have Bernal, Solaire, Moss, Pogacar, myself. 2 movie star riders. Got to watch out for that one. I am not going to contribute. 2K to go to the top. With the descent and what follows, ideally, 5 of us staying a minute away from the chase. That's what I would like to see. 1.5K. Would I attack? Would I risk it? I can't even attack now. $800 meters. Still a few guys away up ahead of us. 500 meters. Push forward. Go over the top first of these group. Take that KOM point. And I left somebody behind. Pogacar, Bernal, Solaire, and I now. We left Moss behind. That was good. That little step up opened the gap a lot too. It's over a minute and a half to those behind. I'm going to recover through here. It's a good thing about not being the favorite for once. I don't have to do the work. So, recovery mode for me while they push on. We've caught up to Favre. From the break, 2 riders remain out front. Looks like the stage could be theirs, but not necessarily. If we have the firepower, we could come back at those 2. But with the long descent, they're going to recover a little bit.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
Almost full recovery for me. And we're willing to contribute now. Just minimally. 13K to go. I want us to stay away. We have an almost 2-minute advantage behind us.
Only 10
Solaire. And nobody wants to chase him. He didn't even do anything. He's just riding. And now I've got no support. These guys better contribute. There's no way that I'm the favorite here. Come on. Pogacar, Bernal. Jerks. 7K. Gotta back off more and more. It's opening the gap and it's allowing the chasers to come back at us. I'm not worried about winning the stage. I'm just worried about these guys riding away from me. But that's exactly what one key rider in Solaire is doing. Speaking of, Solaire is 433 down in 12th place. Okay, 433, that's not a bit, that's 3 minutes down. That's 3 minutes down, so that's not a big deal. But it would be really freaking nice if these guys would contribute. Finally, Bernal does. 4K to go. Gel up. And again, he's done. But he gave us a nice little push, which really pulled those guys back. And kept the group behind at bay for a little bit. Aerodynamic. And sprinted out for the finish. Danny Martinez has taken the stage. We have pulled back Moss so he does not get an advantage. Bernal, Pogacar, myself, Soler, Sciamos, and Favre should be on the same time. Should be. I certainly hope they give us same time. Martinez has been in the break stage after stage, so he's not a concern. He lost a lot of time earlier, and we have a healthy gap, about a minute 15 to those behind us, and then that's only a chase group of 20. That's going to help establish who the elite riders are of this race, in theory. Primarily talking about Bernal, Pogacar, myself, meaning, hey, 3 riders? As in myself for a 3rd place type podium position. Let's see what those times look like though. It's only a minute 15. Okay, sure enough, we are grouped together as one, a minute behind Martinez, Alaphilippe, and his group at 2:16 down. So we gain a minute 12 over that chasing group. Now, it was a fairly good sized chase group, but it was significantly further back to the other chase group. And there's a lot of quality riders in here. A lot of quality riders. One thing I do want to check on is, this is how bad our team is, folks. These are my 4 domestiques. And 3 of them, well, in fact, if you count that it was the last group, they were the last 2 riders and 3 of the last riders to cross the line. In terms of general, let me come back to the top. Oh. Really? What do they call it? Lantern Rouge, right? Lantern Rouge. We are the last runners. These guys are all withdrawn from the race. Uran, Hindley out. But I have the Lantern Rouge times 4. Groenewegen, Cockard, Bull, Bennett. The sprinters are the next worst. Anyway, that's the team I'm working with here, folks. Pogacar now leads the race. Bernal is second. Pogacar was already leading, wasn't he? Well, anyway, Alaphilippe, who lost over a minute today, is still third. But yes, we are starting to establish front runners that really count. And with some climbing to come and some time trialing to come, we're looking at, major threat. Pretty big threat. I could still get as high as maybe second, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's still plenty of quality around me. Moss has jumped up the order to 7th from well outside of contention. Landa's not a major threat because of his poor time trialing. Soler has jumped well up the order. Gaudu still in the top 10, surprisingly. But based on those times, right, we're looking at 7 potential podium contenders. I'd say Landa, Soler, Gaudu, those guys too far down. They're a little too far back. The time trial, I want to say, is like 50K. It's stage 20. We have 18 and 19. 2 more mountain stages to come. That's going to shake it up further yet. Expect that Alaphilippe's going to lose time on at least one of those. Roglic, is he less than what he used to be? He definitely is. 80 mountain, 76 time trial. He's going to struggle, but he's got the massive resistance bonus that I should be able to stay ahead of him, but you don't know for sure, especially without team support. Almeida, similar. I think I can hold off most of those chasers. I should be able to pass Alaphilippe, but with those bonuses that he keeps getting and that stamina resistance, insane stamina resistance, and how punchy he is, and his fantastic descending skills, it's hard to discount Alaphilippe. But with 2 mountain stages and a time trial, there's got to be, we already gained a minute on him today. There's got to be that chance to get ahead of him again. And if we're close enough to Bernal with the time trial on 20, we can beat him. But it's going to be hard to keep up with him, and Pogacar for that matter, over those next 2 stages. it could still go horribly wrong for me, but today was a fantastic day in the saddle. That is going to do it for this episode, though. We've climbed into the top 5, and we have our sights set on something pretty high. I don't think we're going to beat Pogacar because he's got the mountain and the time trialing. Bernal's going to be a difficult ask, but it could happen. But I like our chances of getting into the top 3. But I also still very much think with a weak team around me, one wrong move and I lose a couple minutes and could then just be looking at squeezing my way into the top 5 on stage 20. And that's still very, very well could happen in one of these next 2 stages, especially if the race day condition is not there. Today, we made the right move at the right time, and it worked out. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Still sick. Bye for now.